Hello, hello. Brittany Anderson, hashtag BA Boss Babe, coming to you live from Centerton, Arkansas this evening. I just wanted to jump on here really quick and talk to you guys about speaking fluent in your partner's love language, okay? I've just started reading this book here by Gary Chapman. It's called The Five Love Languages. This was recommended to me by someone. And basically what it talks about is how we each have different love languages, okay? So I've talked to you guys before about the importance of personal development, and I truly believe that anyone who is married, dating, thinking about dating, or doesn't want to be alone forever, basically, I suggest that you read this book, okay? So this is kind of a personal development book, but in the angle of relationships, okay? So as you're hopping on with me here, go ahead and drop below where you're coming in from. I love to see how many different states people are coming in from. So the 5 love languages that this book talks about are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Okay, so I just started reading this book. I'm only about 50 pages in, and it's almost a 200-page book, okay? So I'm not going to go into detail right now about the 5 love languages, as I've only read about the first one, okay? So I'm just going to give a quick description of those 5 love languages, and then I'm going to give you 2 tips about better ways to communicate with your partner that I've already picked up on in the first 50 pages, okay? So words of affirmation, simple little compliments and things like, you look beautiful today, thank you for cleaning the house, just little things that kind of affirm what your partner is doing for you, okay? The second one is quality time. Obviously, just spending quality time together, not working 500 hours a week, so just really being there for each other and literally probably just, sitting in the same room and having a conversation. Okay. The third one is going to be receiving gifts. So just your partner bringing you a little gift to show their appreciation to you. Number 4 is acts of service. So offering to do something for your partner, whether it be bring them lunch while they're at work, or making them dinner, or, whatever it may be, washing their clothes for them. So just whatever it may be. And the 5th one is physical touch. Pretty self-explanatory. Hugs, kisses, all of that kind of stuff like that, okay? So, like I said, I'm only 50 pages in, so I'm not going to go into detail of what I've learned about each one of the love languages, because I haven't gotten to them yet. But the 2 tips that I have already learned from just the first 50 pages, the first one is the way you express your love to your partner is often the language you want them to speak to you in, okay? So when I read that in the book, I really reflected back, and I've noticed that I really make it a point to, when Evan does something, I affirm his actions. So when he does the dishes, I say, hey, thanks for doing the dishes. It really helps, okay? Hey, thanks for putting your shoes away. Hey, thanks for not leaving your socks on the floor. That's something he does a lot. So when he does the right thing, I try to affirm his actions by saying, thank you for doing that. Thank you for coming home on time, that kind of thing like that. But Evan's love language isn't words of affirmation, okay? So the way that I'm speaking to him is how I want him to speak to me a lot of times, okay? So if you're not quite sure what your love language might be, that's a very good hint of what your actual love language is. And there is actually a test in the book that you can take, and you can also take one online to learn what your love language is. So I will take that when we get there. But and the second one is about keeping their love tank full, okay? So what it means by love tank, think of your spouse as a vehicle, okay? Your spouse is your dream car. Okay, what makes that dream car run is the fuel that fills their love tank, okay? If you're speaking words of affirmation to someone whose love language is quality time or physical touch, it's like putting diesel in an unleaded tank, okay? Things will become dysfunctional very quickly and eventually stop working, okay? It's important to fill their love tank with the correct fuel. Okay, it's really simple when you think of it in terms like that. There's really one main thing that fuels their fire, and if you're not speaking that love language or you're not providing that to them, then it's not going to do you any good, okay? That's where the miscommunication happens. You're saying, oh, I'm giving them all these words of affirmation, and it's like they don't even care. And they say, she tells me that I'm doing a good job, but she never, does anything around the house. Okay, you have to make sure that you're speaking the correct love language to your partner. So if you have not read this, I know it's backwards, but the 5 love languages, it's a very good book. Anyone who's in a relationship, ever wants to be in a relationship, or, you know, it's a good book to read whether your marriage is, you know, good or rocky. It's something that, you know, we can always be working on improving. And communication is, you know, a huge thing of why, you know, marriages are successful or are failures. So I suggest this book. As I read it and as I finish it more, I will check back in with you guys and give you guys more tips of what I've learned from this book. So just make sure that you are, you know, speaking your partner's love language, and I suggest that you guys check out this book. That's all the tips that I have for you guys this evening. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. I always enjoy getting to talk to you guys. It's my really only adult interaction during the day since I stay home with my kiddos. So I really appreciate you guys giving me your time and tuning in with me. So this is Brittany Anderson, #BA Boss Babe, signing off, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.